This is the one about mortgage do's and don'ts. All right, guys, so you've heard horror stories out there about mortgage process not going well for folks. There are a few things that you can do to make sure your mortgage process goes as smoothly as possible. Let's start with the mortgage do not do's. Are you ready? 1, do not finance anything new during the mortgage process. That includes, but not limited to, boats, planes, cars, ATVs, rocket ships, horse carriages, financing anything at all. Orthodontics, do not finance it. Even if you are going to actually save money by opening a credit card to get that new furniture, do not do it. Do not open any new lines of credit during the mortgage process. Number 2, do not close anything as well in the mortgage process. You want to make sure that any lines of credit you had open from the beginning stay open and continue to make those payments on time. Very important. Number 3 in the mortgage process, do not quit your job. Even if you have the clear to close from your lender, you want to make sure you're still employed as of the closing day. We want to make sure that you have the means to pay your mortgage. The lender reserves the right to even contact your employer at the closing table. So make sure you're still employed as of sitting down at the closing table. Number 4, make sure that you do not transfer money from multiple different accounts. This is going forward into the process. Us lenders, you see, we have to follow federal rules and guidelines for sourcing funds. Any idea why we might need to source funds? That's right. We have to make sure you're not laundering drug money or any other types of illegal activities by buying your real estate transaction. So it ain't me that wants that documentation, it's the federal government, and we have to follow their rules. So what that means is transferring back and forth between accounts is not ideal. While we're talking about that, let's talk about Venmo, Zelle, other accounts like that. If we see transactions going back and forth between Venmo, Zelle, etc., we are going to want a paper trail on that. So get excited to find statements. I always tell my clients the mortgage process is a process. And while we try to make it as easy on you as possible, we do have to follow those government rules, right? So bear with us, and if you listen, we will get you to closing table. All right, guys. Number 5, please do not fall prey to consumer credit card offers either. 0% balance transfers, getting 10% off of your purchase at the register. When you open that credit card, you're opening up a line of credit and you can cause issues for yourself in the mortgage process. What about opening up a bank account during the mortgage process? This in itself is not an issue, but you will be asked for more documentation and it can cause delays in closing. All in all, if you have any questions about any financial transaction during and before you go under contract for your home, please talk to your lender. Your real estate agent is not your lender. Please converse with your lender before you make any big moves. Don't finance any furniture from Lowe's the day before closing. We will find out. Do not rack up any credit card debt during the process that you cannot pay off if necessary. So don't go out and finance any furniture or anything like that, or allow your credit card to grow larger than normal. Also, something you don't want to do during the mortgage process, you don't want to dispute anything on your credit report unless your lender tells you to. That's the list of things you don't want to do. Don't forget, talk to your lender if you have any questions or concerned about any options. Okay, so let's talk about things you should be doing during the mortgage process. Your number 1 job, other than asking questions and understanding what's going on, your number 1 job in the mortgage process is to send us whatever we ask for right away. I understand that getting a mortgage, we ask for everything, including your kidney and your firstborn child. I get it. It's not fun for me either to have to ask for these things. However, the federal government has put rules on us and we have to follow those rules. So when your lender asks for any document, please send it right away, within 24 hours if possible, so that way we can do the best job getting you to the closing table. The other thing that you should be doing every day during the mortgage process is checking your email, including your spam folder. Guys, we have to send you so much paperwork and so many requests. If you are checking your email at least once a day, if not more, it can help us expedite what we need. When you are emailing the team, make sure that you hit reply all in the email, so that way the entire mortgage team, including your processor and your loan officer assistant, can be copied on whatever it is you need to send. This way, the line of communication is never broken. Another thing that's really important in the mortgage process is to choose a great lender. Hey, I'm not here just tooting my own horn. There are wonderful lenders in this area, but some things that you should be watching out for and making note of: make sure your lender is local. Make sure your lender answers calls, texts, and emails in a reasonable fashion. That means usually within a business day. Make sure you pick a lender you're comfortable with, one that explains all of the different parts of the process to you and takes the time to make sure you understand. Make sure you choose a lender that has the tenacity to get your file to closing. I'm a little bit of a crazy person, so if there's something standing in the way of you and getting your dream home, I'm not going to eat or sleep until we figure out a solution for you. Oh, you want to make sure also that your lender is communicating directly with your real estate agent, so that way we can continue to make sure that your process moves as smoothly as possible. Also, you may want to consider picking a lender that's part of a team. For example, I always have a junior loan officer or myself on duty on the evenings or weekends. So that way, if you have a question on a Sunday afternoon, someone can get to you and answer you right away. Another thing you need to know is that you need to make sure that you let your lender know if you are going to have anything upcoming that might change your financial or personal picture. That means upcoming divorce, upcoming job change, upcoming application for a car loan. Please try to be as transparent as you can with your lender, so that way we can preempt any issues that we may have in the future. Any other questions? Feel free to shoot me a message. That's what we're here for. Thanks for tuning in.